What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Underdogs podcast. We're on episode number 13 now with another special guest like we do every week. As always, my name is Jordan Daly. We got Craig Smith, Mike Taylor. You already know those NBA vets are ready to go. Craig, you want to introduce the next guest?
Yes, I'm very excited to introduce this next guest. He's from Compton, California. I went to Dominguez High School, out of Ventura College. Especially after that, he went to Cal State Fullerton, then became one of the best kept secrets of the second round in the 1990 draft. Slam dunk champion and an NBA All-Star. Please give it up for my man, Mr. Cedric Ceballos.
Man, you're gonna have to some theme music. What a theme!
Man. No, we gotta put it in there.
Intro.
We want to put your flow on intro, but copyright. So you
gotta talk to Sony.
Sony, we're gonna holler at you.
Yeah. What's up, gentlemen? Let's get it in.
Yes.
First things first, man. Congratulations on the show, man. I watched a couple episodes. Y'all some clowns on here that I've always, just a fan of the show. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. It's a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Man,
always love, bro.
Man, it's an honor to really do the research. I seen you in the dunk contest, and I seen, some of the all-star appearances and everything that. Being with the Lakers and Phoenix and everything, but actually knowing the background a little bit, man, I relate to you so much. But we're going to hop into those similarities a little bit later. But kicking it off, I want to just talk about your upbringing. You know what I'm saying? How was it like in your household, parents, and everything like that?
Dope, man. Just my older brother and my mom's, West LA kids. I grew up on probably one of the most lucrative cocaine blocks, Bedford Street in LA. I mean, real talk, you know what I'm saying? So all these legends that y'all hear about, Free Ray, Ricky Ross, as a kid, I saw all them dudes, man. I saw tons and tons of celebrities. I'm not going to put their name out there. Come on by. And, so I went through the grind. My brother was real, he watched over me a lot and didn't let me get into that world. You know what I'm saying? He was, obviously popular on the blocks, but he didn't really let me get into that world. And all these people always say, man, how these cats make it out of there? If you have focus on something, people recognize that. And they, you know what I'm saying? They leave you alone. You only get caught up in that trap if, one, you want to get caught up in that trap, or two, you don't have another avenue to go to. And you don't have the love that you should have. One of the things about, I said this on a documentary about gangs. The biggest thing about gangs is their love for each other, because like I'm come from a single parent home. My mom's, obviously, she worked to try to feed two big giants and put clothes and shoes on our feet or what have you. So she wasn't home all the time, but when she was, she showed us love. Now, you may or may not get that with other cats that participate in gangs. And the reason why they gravitate to the Crips and the Bloods and all that is because of the love for each other. Because they sit around and go, man, I love you, dog. And they hug and they give handshakes and this, that, and the other. And they turn up the beer and they hug each other and they go through dangerous things. And right after they do those dangerous things, they say, I love you, dog. And they greet each other with so much love and respect that you automatically, your body as a human gravitates towards love. So that's why, you get that love and people are willing to die for their block and all that. So people really don't understand that part. But if you have a focus, and I had a focus at the time, and it wasn't basketball, I had a focus on music. They steered me in that way. I mean, I DJ'd all the parties. When they wanted mixtapes, they came to me. So when you have a focus, and I may be talking to some kids out there that may be watching, when you have a focus, that other element will leave you alone because they respect your focus and they want you to make it just as much as the good people want you to make it.
Yeah, Mike, you talked about that on our first episode. We were talking about your story. That kind of happened with you, something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar. Like, I grew up in a single mother household, and my mom was working 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? Doing the best that she could to just, you know what I'm saying. I had basketball. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing since forever. You know what I'm saying? I had sports and and other things that kept me out, right outside my door. It was Vice Lords on this side and GDs on this side. But they saw when I had that basketball, they was like, oh, okay, we ain't even gonna put little folks in the mix. Like, you good with that rock, little dog?
Yes.
Like, all right, let's make sure that we, you know what I'm saying? They was coming to my game, like, bro, you need some new shoes? Oh, yeah, okay. Then, you know what I'm saying? They were just supporting it. They really weren't trying to pull me in that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So, like I was saying, it's so many, you know what I'm saying, similarities in the story. Talk about, you kind of got into it, like the stereotypes, you know what I'm saying, of coming from Compton and, kind of what's real and what's fake in that, in those stereotypes coming from Compton. And, when people think about LA, they, it's kind of the first thing is like Hollywood. And that's what they see. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know that it's real places, Inglewood, you know what I'm saying? Compton, you know what I'm saying? It's real, like it's poverty filled, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know what it is growing up in the ghetto.
LA,
well, growing up, like growing up in West LA, I'm literally, I can throw a rock to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 5 minutes away from Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, even though my crack corner was right here, I saw all those superstars and celebrities coming down. They had to come down. And that was the closest place they would go, because they're not going to go to the bottoms in Inglewood. They're not going to go all the way to Watts. They're not going to do that. So the closest place they could come was my block. That's why. So being that everybody sees that glamour life, like let's just take the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you watch Menace to Society, you watch Boys in the Hood, you watch all these movies, and you looking at these houses going, that ain't no hood, because you Chi-Town, so you know the difference. We didn't have what you call those, not bungalows, but projects.
Yeah.
LA don't really have big buildings like New York and Chicago, 17, 18 floors worth of projects. We don't have that. We got apartment buildings. We got apartment buildings. We got the
one-story houses.
Get it all.
Yeah, y'all got neighborhoods. Y'all got like little communities. You know what I'm saying?
We got palm trees. We got like the hood me and Craig grew up in. It's not a house on our block right now that's not going for $1 million plus. Like, that's the hood. And that's the hood.
That's true.
The hood houses are going for $1 million plus. So you're dealing with a different kind of element. It's not a, you walk outside and it's sunny California, but then all of a sudden, as soon as that sun goes down off the beach water, it turned into a whole nother beast. And it was fearful, but it was also, we had a lot of fun. You had to have a sixth sense, like Mike, I know you probably had to. Not really sure your background, Jay, but knowing that you have to get out of certain places, like, this something's bubbling. I got to get out of here. House parties, school dances, World on Wheels, the skating ring. You got to get out of here. Like, oh man, this ain't looking right. And then again, we go back to our OGs saying, said, I think it might be time for you to bounce, little fella. You need, stuff about to go down. You don't need to be involved in this. Get on away from us. If they holding or they about to do something, criminalistic, they give you the elbow. Like, yo, man, this ain't for you. This ain't what you want to be a part of. Keep doing what you're doing. So that's the similarities of it. But it's just as wild as everybody else, but we don't have the 17, 18 story buildings.
Very true. So now that I get to know this story, how did you get to Dominguez from West LA first and foremost? Because now that's the story I don't know. And then secondly, like, what was that whole experience like? Like, you ain't never thought about going to like ham and cheese down the street, or like you right in the area. Like, and I didn't even know that. I'm over here. We
gotta back it up to Queen Anne and Robinson Park. I was a football knucklehead. You know what I'm saying? I spent every summer in Texas with my grandmother. We had 2.5 TV stations with the antenna and the coat hanger and everything, the aluminum foil. So everything that was on TV in the country was Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. So I was a football nut, man. Yeah. And I just saw when we was in West LA, my brother I just saw the attention. Like, they was picking my brother when he was 2 blocks down the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, he 2 blocks down the street and they like, yo, I got Chris. I'm like, what? Like, what kind of power is that? I'm like, yo, I need to put this football down. I want to do what that dude is doing. Like whatever he's doing, I'm doing. Whatever my big brother is doing, I'm doing. And I just was amazed that dude may not even wanted to play, but people was saving a spot for him. Like, I gotta have him on my team. Him and another kid named Prince. This is so unheard of. We're playing. We're elementary school kids, and these two take turns. They on the same team. They take turns having 50 at an 8-minute kids elementary game. 8-minute a quarter, and these two take turns. Your turn to have 50 tonight. Your turn to have 50. Him and Prince was the most dominated. I don't care about Magic and Kareem. I don't care about Kobe and Shaq. I don't care about Jerry West and the Big Dipper, Will Chamberlain. My brother, Chris Ceballos, and Prince Watkins were the 1-2 punch I have never seen and will never see again. I mean, everybody got their own stories, but that's what I wanted to be, man. So I switched to basketball. I was terrible. I wasn't good. If I lost, I wanted to fight. Craig, playing at Robinson Park, if you lose, you wait 3 hours to play. You might as well go home, eat, take a nap, shower, come on back, and then your game might be up in about 4 more games.
Yep.
This gym is so small. We only play 4-on-4. They just redid it. We just opened it up, a new one. But it's hot. It's sweaty. Somebody had a little boom box, and it was a bunch of cats talking trash that wouldn't never even played. But they was clean. The shoes was clean. The hat, the outfit was clean. And
can we talk about the dudes? Well, there's still stories of dudes kicking rims.
Yeah,
kicking rims.
Yes, bunnies like that. Bunnies like that have kicking rim contests at Robinson Park. So that lets you know there's some giraffe, it's some kangaroo stuff going on at this park. So what happened? How I got to Dominguez was my brother went to Santa Monica first in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
He was a John Burroughs gifted student. I went to Pasture, the hood gangster school. He was gifted, straight A student. Yeah. I'm barely struggling, whatever. He got recruited from Santa Monica to go to Dominguez. So when I came back from graduating junior high school at Pasture, I had already registered to go to Fairfax. Why? I'm in the music. They filmed Grease there. Red Hot Chili Peppers had just dropped.
Mike Jack.
And then the fad was Flip. Flip of Hollywood. I'm not gonna say what it means, you know what I'm saying? Because that's derogatory now, but Flip was the fashion. If you didn't have no Flip gear on, you was nobody in LA. I don't care about Polo. I don't care about Lacoste. You had to have some Flip. And Flip the store was right across the street from Fairfax. I think the sneaker stores and stuff are there now. So I wanted to go to Fairfax. I didn't want to go to Hamilton with all the gangsters, and ain't nobody that really came out of Hamilton, you know what I'm saying? No respect, Rob Martin, no disrespect, Rob Martin, and Rodney Pete, all y'all, Warren Moon. I didn't know y'all at the time. I was just a young buck. I'm trying to get where they getting it. And I wanted to be a DJ, so I figured I had a great chance doing that at Fairfax. When I came home from Texas, my mom was like, yo, you going to school with your brother? I'm like, I got to go to Santa Monica? He's like, no, he's going to Dominguez in Compton. Now, I never been to Compton. I got family in Long Beach. I never been to Compton. So I'm like, okay, no problem. So we get on the freeway at 7 in the morning. It's a parking lot. 2-hour ride. 2-hour ride in a Chevelle, a Chevy Chevelle that's a stick shift with Michael Moore sitting in the front seat. He's 6'9". My brother's 6'6". I'm not even 6 foot at the time. I'm maybe 5'9". And then Marlon Vaughn, who was he was 6'1". So I'm in the middle of a Chevy Chevette 4-door like this, 2 hours, listening to talk radio and soft rock all the way to Compton. First day, that's how I got to Dominguez. So first day I got there in Compton, the summer is full of gang violence. And what do? It's a blood and Crip school. Oh, they go so-and-so. They light it up. First day. I'm talking like who start shooting at 11:30 in the morning? Like it's too early for gunfire right now. What's going on? I don't understand this. So I'm like, oh my God, ducking and dodging, healing bullets. I'm taking my math assessment test.
Oh my God.
This girl comes in, falling in the classroom with a bullet in her back. I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like, oh no. So we get home and moms have a talk with the coach. Like, you know, he talked to everybody because he picked us all up back then. And again, it's past the limitations of statutory or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's illegal. That was illegal for him to pick us up and take us that far to school. Now it's allowed, but back then that wasn't. You couldn't do that. So he talked to everybody's mom. So we don't get home till late because we got to fight traffic getting home too. Yeah. And Marlon Vaughn checked out. His mom was like, "Nah, he ain't going to that school." He transferred back to Inglewood, which he was around the corner. So he went to Inglewood, and Michael Moore's mom was like, "Yeah, he's going." And he's going back. And then my mom was like, "Nah, forget that. That's too far. I can't get a hold of him quick." And Chris, my brother, was like, "Nah, I'm going there. I'm not. We gonna stay. We gonna stay with it." So I got to go back. The first football game. First week of school. They shoot up the football game, man. So I'm like, man, what is going on, man? Like, this is crazy. But they nice though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a good basketball player at this time at all. Like, I know if I didn't even plan on playing basketball, but I had to stay because of coach, because he was not going to take me all the way home, come on back, then practice with his team, you know, such and such. So I played on the freshman team. And so just so I could have something to do, you know, and I was a point guard. Like I said, I was only 5'9", maybe. I was the point guard. You know, we go undefeated the whole season. Like I said, I'm not good. We just the freshman team that just happened to have a good bunch of kids, and woo, woo, woo. So that's how I got to Dominguez, man. And again, following my brother and him being so stern on going to this school to play basketball. But yeah, man, I wanted to go to Fairfax, man. I was mad I couldn't go to Fairfax.
So now we can literally say Fairfax has always been the culture and the wave, because you saying everybody had to have flip on back then. If you ain't have flip on, you wasn't rocking nothing, right? And still to today, it's the same thing. If you ain't got Supreme, you ain't got what we got, Crooks, Diamond.
What was before that? What Tracy Mills was the
cross
hat.
colors? No,
cross colors. Not cross colors. Everybody went crazy over these hats. Dennis Rodman, everybody was rocking them.
Oh, the Ed Hardy.
All of this is across the street from Fairfax on Melrose.
It is across
like the Mecca, you know. And it just so happens to be a coincidence. It had nothing to do with Fairfax. Don't let them catch you.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh my God, dude.
That's where you went. You went to Fairfax, huh, Craig?
Yep.
Yeah.
We went to school in Hollywood.
Famous alumni came out of Fairfax. It's insane.
So many. I sat behind Mila Kunis. She's in my class.
That's crazy.
My history class.
Between Fairfax and Hollywood High, y'all can go blow for blow on famous people going to that school.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Don't let us have an early day. We walking up to different schools.
All right, so you have your high school experience and you end up deciding to go to a JuCo. How did that kind of come into play for you? Like, what was your decision-making process behind that? And, you know, how did that affect you?
It wasn't no decision. I played 1 year varsity. You know, like my brother had left. He signed with Cal State Fullerton. He left. So my junior year, I transferred to Fairfax to go my senior year to Fairfax. When I came home from Texas, again, I had to go by myself. My brother had to go to college. This is the first year I went by myself. I came home my senior year, and I don't know, it must have been me being away from my brother, or because I didn't have nobody to play with. I grew from 5'9" to like 6'4", just stretched out. When I came home, I had already registered to go to Fairfax. I'm about to get this DJ on. Y'all hear the pipes? It's going to be on, popping. Moms was like, nope, you can't do that to him. I was like, do what to him? He's like, you can't do that. The coach is expecting you to go to Dominguez. I said, Mom, I don't even play varsity. He don't coach the varsity.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I haven't made the team. I'm not going to make the team. I need to go start my music. Joan, come on. She was like, nope, you're not doing that to him. So I had to re-register back at Dominguez. So he picked me up the first day of school. I'm never late. I'm an on-time guy. It's just in my nature, man. I'm just on time. The first day of school, man, I must have been like 45 minutes late. Like, I'm on purpose, man. Like, let this dude please drive away and be mad at me. He did not. He stayed the whole time listening to talk radio. And I came outside, and he was outside, and I said, all right, man, let's just get it in. And he was like, where you was at all summer? I wanted you to play summer league. I was like, I go to Texas every summer, man. What you talking about? And then he was like, when I came up to the car, he was like, yo, I didn't even recognize what? He's like, wait, he got out the car and was like, yo, who is this right here? It didn't matter. I still didn't play. You know what I'm saying? Sat the bench the whole time. If we was blowing people out, I got in, maybe 8 minutes, but I averaged about 4 to 6 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would put me in at the end, first half, and then a little bit in the second half. So I played a little bit, but I didn't sit at the end of the bench and be a sobbing apple. I didn't sit at the end of the bench and just been a party dude. You know what I'm saying? Doing shakes and high fives and yelling when my teammates does stuff. I sat right next to the coaches. So I got to hear him chew out the best, the worst, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. I knew the game mentally, but just my body just couldn't figure it out. And then we had a pep rally our last game. And All-American, we had Ronnie Coleman. He went to USC. He broke his wrist in the pep rally having a dunk contest. And coach was like, yo, you starting our last game. And then we went on into the playoffs. We played a total of 5 games. We lost to Stacey Augmon and Pasadena Muir in the championship. But those 5 games, gentlemen, your boy was bananas. I'm talking, averaging over 25, averaging over 15 boards. They was like, yo, this dude is banana. But it was too late. You know what I'm saying? It was like the last game of the season, playoffs, that's cool. Nobody was recruiting me. Like, who is this dude? It's a fluke, whatever. He can't really play. So I had to go to Ventura because I had no choice. Everybody else went to LA Harbor. You went to either you went to LA Harbor, West LA, Santa Monica, or you got out of the city. Because if you're in the city, it's still like a big party. And I know I didn't want to do that. If I was involved, the best thing in my career, and I think in my life, is the fact that I had to go 2 hours away to school every day. Because once I got home, party time was over with. After you get out of practice 8, 9 o'clock, you get home at 11 o'clock, ain't nobody hanging out. So, that kept me from hanging out. So I knew if I went to those schools in the city, having 1 or 2 classes a day, I'll be hanging out and not doing what I was supposed to.
Yeah. So
I went up to Ventura. I'm working at Ventura, Taco Bell. That's right, getting my Bell beefer on. And the coach walks in. The coach of Ventura walks in. And I had never, this is my second day at Taco Bell, just trying to pay my rent. I got a room for rent, just trying to pay my rent in my school because mom was like, you got to bounce. And I had never taken an order. I always made orders for the drive-thru in the back, but I'd never taken an order. So nobody was up there. Look at God. Look what God is doing. God had me go up and take this man's order. And every time, if y'all remember, y'all a little young, but Taco Bell had a menu that came down like this. And at the time, I'm 6'4", 6'5". I kept hitting my head, asking him what he wanted. I'm like, I don't, bam, I don't, boom. I don't normally take orders, but let me know what you want. I'll make it. When they come back, they'll take your money. He's like, you're too tall to be working here. I say, yeah, I know. What you want, homie? Like, and he says, you play basketball? I said, nah, not anymore. I said, I used to. He said, yeah, we used to play basketball. I said, I played at Dominguez High School. He's like, oh, yeah, y'all got that Mexican cat on your team. He nice, he good. And I was like, I went to an all-black school. He ain't no Mexicans on my team. He's like, yeah, it's a Ceballos, or something like that. And I was like, Ceballos? He was like, yeah. He's like, dude, is nice. Boy, that woo, this, that, and the other. I said, yeah, that's me. He was like, no. I was like, yeah, that's me. He's like, what you doing here? I said, I go to school across the street. He's like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. Since when? I said, I don't know. School just started, a couple of days ago, whatever. He said, I'm the basketball coach over there. I was like, cool. So you want extra sour cream with that? You want so what you want? He's like, no, forget about that order. Won't you come play basketball for me? I said, I got to pay for school. That's why I'm, it's a little bitty outfit serving you burritos right now. I got to pay for school. He's like, I get you a job on campus when you come play for me. He came in the next day with a job, man. I threw that Taco Bell burrito outfit out the window and we won state that year. I became an All-American that year. So it's crazy how the crossroads lead you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on that block. I'm on that crack block, and them dudes is like, nah, get away from here. You got some other focus. You know what I'm saying? And I'm mad that I don't get to follow my dreams at Fairfax to get this music. But God was like, nah, go to here to Compton. Even though it's going to be rough, it's going to chisel you to what I need you to do. And I turned down the party atmosphere of junior college in LA to go north about an hour away. And he gifted me with this man coming in there and having nobody to take his order so I could have that conversation. So it's eerie. You know what I'm saying? I still get goosebumps talking about it. But it's, you know, when things like I told y'all before, I sat on the bench next to the coaches. Mentally, I knew what to do. I just couldn't do it. When I got out there, either because, you know, I went to, like I said, a black high school. So our crowd we packed. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little difference playing in an empty gym and playing with, you know, them things in the stands. So I just could not get it together for some reason. But when he gifted me, man, he gifted me in a big way. And I never turned back after that Taco Bell.
So you really had no plans of playing basketball after high school. That just kind of all happened.
No, that wasn't I didn't have no goal. I didn't have no goal to play in the NBA. I had never met an NBA player. You know what I'm saying? Moms took me to a Laker Houston game one time, but we was sitting up next to, you know, Jerry West jersey like this. You know what I'm saying? We like, man, nice Jerry West jersey. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's as far as I got to actually see NBA players. So that wasn't my goal at all.
Wow. And then for those people that don't know what JuCo is or have only seen Last Chance U and that's their understanding of, you know, JuCo basketball. I know personally because I've heard Mike's stories from what JuCo is really like. Do you want to let people know like what JuCo is like and kind of shut down that stereotype that it's like worse than D3 or something like that?
Yeah. I don't know. I never experienced D3, so I'm not going to put that on D3 players right now, but it's just, it's a grind. Everybody, you know, just like the show Last Chance, it's your last chance to try to get yourself a ride. You know what I'm saying? Our goal playing basketball was to get our education paid for. That was it. I mean, that was it. That was all we tried to do, was just get our education paid for. I didn't know how much college cost, but I just knew what my mom would preach and all my relatives was like, you know, just praising getting to college. I just thought it was real expensive and it was hard to accommodate from a kid coming from where I was coming from. So I just remember my mom being so happy when my brother signed with Cal State Fullerton and, you know, the family being excited about that. And that's all I basically wanted to do. And that didn't happen out of high school, but fortunately I had a chance to do it out of junior college. And like I said, I'm working at Taco Bell. I wasn't playing at the time, but I'm just trying to get through it. And then when I was playing, everybody trying to get their last opportunity to get to a school. So not only is it cutthroat while you got the jersey on playing in the game with referees, practice was a beast because everybody trying to chop everybody's heads off to try to get their little position. So, you know, it's actually great for a person like me who hadn't really put it together yet. And then when it did come, you had to be forced. Because sometimes, you know, I talked to Hubert Davis. He's head coach at North Carolina right now. I talked to him about when I was playing with him in Dallas on when he was on North Carolina playing there as a Tar Heel under Dean Smith. He had guys on his team that was Mr. Basketball somewhere. Could you imagine you Mr. Basketball somewhere? Like you're the best to come out of that state and you don't see the floor at North Carolina? You don't even see the floor for 4 years. They recruit the best player to be a practice player at North Carolina. The best player. I said, are you serious? Like, how do you sign up for that?
Yeah,
how do you sign up? You win the state championship in high school. You're the MVP. Everybody knows you as Mr. Basketball of Tallahassee, Florida, or whatever. And you go to North Carolina to sit 4 years, and they put you in the game senior night. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So you got to imagine you still got a chance to do something in junior college. So everybody practice was the hardest thing we did because it was no referees, and Coach Phil Matthews was a coach that tear his head off because they knew if you gave him if you gave everybody in practice a little piece of meat that we was gonna try to tear somebody's head off when we played them in the game, which we won state that year.
I can second that. You know what I'm saying? Like our coach was encouraging. Like we had fights almost every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we had 12 players. Like everybody could have started. Everybody could have started like every game. Like anybody, coach could have been like, pick names out of a hat, and could nobody be mad because we had that much talent in our junior college. Yeah. So it's like, man, the practices was way harder. The games was so much of a breeze because we practically, literally, like killing ourselves in practice. Yeah. So
it just goes back to, like Biggie said in his song, "If you slinging crack walker, you got a wicked jump shot." I mean, that's what you dealing with, the last opportunity for you to get this wicked jump shot. Because if not, you're gonna be on that block greeting the celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Greeting the celebrities, handing out that thing. So it was a do or die situation for a lot of people at King College.
Also, talk about just the Cali Junior College. Talk about that a little bit to kind of like break that down, because that was new to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, California is a different, I don't know if it's sanctioned or what have you, but we don't have scholarships. We don't have free rides in California junior college system. Matter of fact, we don't even play. When y'all go to the national, California teams are not even invited to the national. We won state and we're thinking we get to go to the national. Coach is like, nah, California teams don't get to go. And like I said, like teams that tried to recruit me afterwards had scholarships. They like, yo, you paying for your own school. Y'all won state. You got all tournament. You an All-American. Come to our school your second year. We'll pay for your school. We'll pay for your travel. We'll pay for everything. You good to go. So I'm looking like, yo, forget this grimy eating the 99-cent $2 AM/PM hamburger, stacking up every condiment up on it so it can't even fit in the wrapper type thing. I can go here and get a dorm room. And so I was thinking about leaving just so I can eat. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that the athletes get paid now, but I was just trying to eat, man. I was starving. So more or less paying rent, you know what I'm saying? Paying rent and trying to look some sort of fly, you know what I'm saying? That, like for those that don't understand, man, trying to make a basketball sweatsuit look fly in the club it's kind of hard to do, you know what I'm saying? That's my best fit that I had, you know what I'm saying? So I got to pull one leg up like I'm LL. I got to do, you know what I'm saying? It's like all kind of stuff you got to do, man, to try to make yourself look fly. But, all that stuff was a factor. But so we don't get to get the normal things that everybody else outside of California junior college system gets to get. And that's the difficult part about it. And I don't know why they separated that, maybe because of talent, taxes, who knows? It has nothing to do with something I know about.
So then after those 2 years at JuCo, you transferred to Cal State Fullerton. What was that process like for you? Why'd you choose that school? And kind of walk us through that.
Just familiarity. My brother was there. The schools, my man Walt Hazard, rest in peace. He tried to get me into UCLA. UCLA does not take junior college transfers, but he did everything he could possibly do to get me in there. I love him for that. I appreciate that. That was my dream school, you know what I'm saying? Go to UCLA. Wish I had that opportunity to do that. Going to school, I had a UCLA starter jacket. I mean, I lived down the street from Rod Foster, Kenny Fields. I wanted to go to UCLA, man. Poly Pavilion was my, dream spot. That didn't happen. LSU wanted me to come through when Shaq and Stanley Roberts were coming in. That didn't happen. Chris Jackson was the man, you know what I'm saying? They just needed somebody on the wing to run that wing. I would have been perfect for that.
Oh, that would have been nasty.
And two or 3 days before I signed with Fullerton, Jerry Tarkanian knocked on the door, and I was like, Jerry, I can't do it. Jerry, I can't. One, I just looked at his roster. He signed. He already had Stacy Augman. You know what I'm saying? He had Anderson. It's just a pro factory going on down there. And again, my mentality was I'm not going pro. I wasn't trying to go pro. So knowing that he had a pro squad on his team, I'm gonna be like that. Them dudes that Hubert Davis was talking about, North Carolina, Mr. Basketball, sitting on the bench and not playing. So I was like, I got to go where I'm familiar and I know I'm going to play. When I used to go visit my brother and they played UCLA and they played UNLV and all the big time schools I was watching play, he had Richard Morton and he had Henry Turner. Those are his men. Those are his stars of his team, and they never came out the game. Foul trouble, playing bad. They never came out the game. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I'm going to play 2 more years of college basketball, then I'm going to go get on this mic. I don't want to come out the game. And, you know, that's what drove me to go to Cal State Fullerton. And, you know, there was no big negotiations. It was no NFTs, all that stuff. It was a mattress. I got a full-size mattress, and that's all they gave me. And as long as I had the mattress, I said I didn't want to move my bed from Ventura to Orange County. So I said, if y'all can provide me with a mattress, I'm cool. And that was it. You know, at the time, the Big West Conference was pretty cool. They just signed a deal with ESPN to play on Big Mondays. So, you know, I was going to be on TV a little bit. I was going to shine a little bit. But again, my mentality was not going pro. And at the time, I still hadn't met a pro. So there was nobody to confirm to me to say, hey, man, you got an opportunity to go pro. That just wasn't in my mindset.
So then when did you think the NBA was actually a possibility after the fact of you being at Fullerton now for more than a year? Like, when did that start to creep in the mentality now? Like, all right, now this is achievable. Like, it's in my grasp.
Yeah, we had a coaching change. The coach that I wanted to play for, he quit on me 2 weeks into training camp. So, you know, we all crying, whatever, because this was, you know, George McCorn, rest in peace too. He was a really good dude. And we knew, you know, he was the reason we came to Fullerton. Like I said, it wasn't a big school. Leon Wood did that work there. Big Hoppy Jones. Rest in peace. He did that work there. I said Richard Morton and Henry Turner was there before me. They went to the league a little bit. Henry Turner and Sac. He's still on the radio in Sacramento right now. But like that wasn't my mindset. But McCorn was a really good dude. His daughter is Tracy Edmonds, Babyface's wife, and now Prime Dion's wife. Really good family orientated person. So, you know, we got to hang out and come over to the house all the time. So when he left, man, it was real tough. We just kind of figured out, you know, we had 3 people transfer because at that time, the ruling was if your coach got fired or left, you could transfer without any, no sweat. Like you didn't have to wait a year or sit a year out. You can transfer. So 3 of our cats transferred. Mike Moore went to Rhode Island. A couple of acts went to Tennessee. We just dismantled. So now again, that dude upstairs was just opening that path for me to get down.
Yeah.
My second year, we had a guy named Keith Starr, but at the time I didn't know he played in the league. He was assistant coach with UNLV for years, and he switched over to us. Keith Starr played in Chicago with the Bulls. He went to Pitt. I didn't know he was a pro, though. I didn't know he was a pro. And he asked me to come over and watch UNLV play, I want to say either Duke or Kentucky. I can't remember. I know it was a blue and white team, Duke and Kentucky. So it was a Saturday after practice. I came over his house, and Dick Vitale said, and this is when Larry Johnson, the year they won the championship, Dick Vitale, during a UNLV, Kentucky, or Duke game, I can't remember which one it was, said, Stacey Augmon is going to and Larry Johnson is going to have problems with a kid named Cedric Ceballos out of Cal State Fullerton. And I almost shit my motherfucking pants, man. For real. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Dick Vitale says my name in a big-time game like a Saturday game like that? Come on, man. That's all we do. We wake up and we watch a Saturday college basketball game either before or after we go ball at the park. You know, so I was just like, it didn't really kick into me there that I could go to the league, but it did like maybe our 10th or 12th game, we played Santa Barbara. Me and Eric MacArthur was battling for the nation's top rebounding spot. You know, I was averaging 14. He was averaging 14 plus. We just kept going teetering. I'll be first. He'd be second. And Mitch Kupchak and Jerry West walked in the building. And I said, oh, shit, they here to see MacArthur. And fucking Keith Starr grabbed and shook the shit out of me. Fuck MacArthur. They here to see your motherfucking ass. You better get your shit together. And I just was like stunned. Like, are you serious? He was like, yes, they not here to see fucking MacArthur, man. They here to see you. That motherfucker can't score like you. Excuse my language, everybody, but this is the words that was coming straight from him. He said, I've been in the league. That's when he told me he played in the league. He said, I've been in the league. These motherfuckers can't guard you. Just go kick this motherfucker's ass, man. Go get this money, young fella. That's what his name. Young fella, go get this money, young fella. And that's when I had a reality check. Like, yo, I got to change the way I think because there's a possibility, you know, I might do some things. And, you know, he ended up at the end of the season, he ended up edging me out for the rebound. So I was second in the nation in rebounding. But it just so happens that it just kept going, man. Just being in the right place at the right time.
In the nation in rebounding?
Come on, man.
So, all right, I'm going to ask you something that's very detailed. Can you remember throughout your career, well, that season, the timing in which you got your rebounds? Because I remember I like when Al Skinner he would bring me a list of all the top rebounders and the times that they got their rebounds in.
The time of the game? Or?
Yeah, like Dennis Rodman can get a rebound every 47 seconds of his entire career.
Yeah, that's see, Skinner was high tech, man. We Cal State Fullerton, dog. We ain't Boston, bro. We ain't got that kind of research. We had two coaches, bro. We had a head coach and an assistant coach. We didn't have all that, man.
They had analytics.
Why, see how you do me? See how you tech name drop me right there? Come on, Mike, back me up, dog. We didn't have all that, dog.
Analytics wasn't important, man. It was just a number at the end of the day.
It was a number, but it was something to look at, though. You feel me?
We didn't have that, man. I'm sorry, we didn't have that. You know?
Well, hold on. I still had another question, and this is when you left. So when you was leaving Ventura, I mean, when you got that other job and you left that Taco Bell, did you steal a Mexican pizza?
No. No. That time, they don't
take a burrito and that. I would have took a 10-pack of tacos.
But you know, it's a trip. You know, it's a trip though, for real. I to this day, Taco Bell's my favorite fast food. But back then, it was called the Bell Beefer. I don't know if y'all remember the Bell Beefer. It was a taco burrito. It was on a bun. It was a taco burger. It had the hot dog, the burger bun, the taco meat with cheese on it. Yo, it cost like 59 cents, real cheap, real grimy. But yeah, that was it. We didn't have Mexican pizzas. That's high tech. Man, stop aging me, man. I know the gray hairs and you know what I'm saying. You aging me right now, man.
No, not
aging me like that. That's all right. Yo, back to Cal State Fullerton ending off. The first time I met a pro was the day Hank died. Hank Gathers, my boy Hank Gathers passed away, and I drove from Fullerton crying the whole way to his house. Where him and Bo lived, and I stopped at a 7-Eleven in AC Green. AC Green was in the 7-Eleven, and after his game too, it happened after his game, and I was, you know, as much as I had tears in my eyes, you know what I'm saying, I was like, yo, that's crazy, AC Green. And again, the fact that he knew who I was, and he said, man, sorry to hear about Hank and this, that, and the other. And, you know, and me and AC became teammates on 3 teams: Phoenix, Dallas, and Miami. So it's you know, we connected, man. Me and Junior is connected.
That's dope.
So you're going through getting this recognition. At what point did kind of that NBA draft process and then that all start for you, going on these workouts and, you know, working with agents? When did that all start for you? What was that like?
Yeah, didn't have no agents banging on no doors. I didn't. My mom's made me go with my agent out of Houston, Texas, by way of New York City, Philadelphia area. His name was Tony Bryan, which is a descendant of Kobe Bryant. And we'll get into that a little bit later on how we was related. But, you know, he had never managed nobody, never put nobody through, but, you know, he was family, and that's, you know, that's who I had to go with. I had no idea, you know, I didn't go to no workouts. I didn't get no looks. I didn't get none of that, but I did get invited to Orlando at the time. Was the best of those who weren't going to be lottery picks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had a chance to get all the seniors had a chance to move up in the lottery. But if you were predicted to be lottery, they didn't invite you. But if you was maybe the under 15, you had a chance to go. So we're talking Eldon Campbell, Tate George, Willie Glass, D. Brown. Man, I can go on and on and on naming cats. So I go there. Obviously, I lead the whole tournament in scoring. And this starts the process of the slam dunk contest, because I'm in the dunk contest, and the tournament was sponsored by Converse. I said, fuck that. I took all my per diem money and went and bought me some Reebok pumps.
Yeah.
In the dunk contest, I pumped up my shoes. Everybody went crazy. There's a film of it somewhere. Pat Williams, who was the GM of Orlando Magic, he keeps saying he has this film. I pumped up my shoes.
So this was in the combine.
This was in college. Me and D. Brown going to the finals. I'm pumping up my shoes. I hit him with this. He gets drafted in the lottery to Boston. Boston sucks. So the rookies get to play. I go to Phoenix. Phoenix got nothing but forwards, so I don't get to play. So y'all know, if you got minutes, they want you in the dunk contest. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no minutes. I'm average, I'm maybe getting, like, again, back to high school, 4 minutes a game, something like that. So they put Dion in. So I'm at home watching Dion pump his shit up, steal my contract.
He stole that?
Oh, all my shit. All my shit. We played
everything.
In 2 weeks, we played Boston in Boston. I run out the tunnel. I run straight up to him like, I need half of the dough that you got from my shit. I need half of the dope when you got from my shit. So then, I know we moving a little heady here on this story, but it's, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, I got to go. I got to get in the lab, because I got to go get my title, and I want it from you, homie. I want it from you. So summertime, put that work in, boom, moving up in status a little bit. I end up starting at the end of my second year. End up starting. So boom, they're going to put me in the dunk contest. They got to. They put me in the dunk contest, and D. Brown is not in the contest. D. Brown is not in the contest. So this is when Magic got diagnosed with HIV. So he's not playing. We playing the Lakers in the Forum, and Magic is working out, getting ready to play, because he's gonna be a starter, right? So Magic is like, said, what you gonna do, baby? D came to do. You gonna have to come all the way blind. I gotta come all the way blind, like. That's that dude talking to me again.
Yeah.
I got to come all the way back. So I go back to Phoenix, talk to the gorilla, like, yo, what's up with this blindfold? I'm trying to do this blindfold dunk. Man, I can't do it, man. I'm talking like I maybe made it like 2.5 times, and it was real ugly, man. It was ugly. Like, so we flipped the script. We gonna go, okay. Once I got the roster, Sean Kemp hadn't won one. Larry Johnson, Grandmama, Rookie of the Year, all this. Nick Anderson in Orlando.
Oh,
John Starks playing in the All-Star game. I'm like, I ain't winning this. How we gonna flip this, man? So people know my fucking name. So Gorilla was like, yo, let's call the NBA and tell them, when you get eliminated, you want to try this dunk, and you're gonna try this dunk, and you're gonna fall. And me and what's the dude's name? Stuffy. The Magic's mascot's name is Stuffy.
Yeah.
Me and Stuffy are gonna run on the court with the stretcher, and thinking that we're gonna save you, and we're gonna grab the ball, put the ball on the stretcher, and then run off. It's gonna be real funny. All right, that was the first one. You got this exclusive, gentlemen. I was the first one to call the NBA ahead of time and tell them what I'm going to do. The first one. After that, everybody would start staging their things. I need this. I need this. I was the first one. So then they all right, no problem. So if you go back and watch the film, I already won the dunk contest. This was some extra shit. They are look at the film. It says right there, 1992 Slam Dunk champion. He already won. This was some extra shit. So I was like, can we do it? Like, all right, let's do it. Shit went in. I grabbed the basket, put the film in. I grabbed the basket and I look over at the fucking mascots and go, party time. And we party on. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So again, man, I'm working on somebody else's time, man. This ain't got nothing to do with me, man, for real. And then from there on, everybody know my name. I got the Puma deal. I got, on and on and on. All-Star next year. I mean, it just
how many times did you have to time your steps for that?
Yo,
because everybody
crazy luck. I'm telling you,
because if you did that dunk during the social media era, you'd be having, oh my God.
They still own me. Dog,
yeah, they still own you. They say you can see.
Own me. Still own me, bro. Still own me. The trophy is at mom's house. Anybody who listen, let me get closer so you can hear me. The trophy is at mom's house with the blindfold around it. You can test it anytime you want.
We were gonna ask this later, but it's
you
time now, I guess. That's what we were gonna say. And like, if you watch like any YouTube video of you doing this dunk, all the comments are like, "Oh, he could see through it. Oh, he has to be peeking." Let us know, like, could you see through that blindfold?
No, man. I'm telling you, it had nothing to do with me. I'm telling you, y'all listening to my whole story, man. You think I'm in control of this? I ain't in control of this, man. You know what I'm saying? A dude plays 5 games good in high school, and he becomes an all-star MVP. Come on, man. This ain't got nothing to do with me. This ain't got nothing to do. A dude is working at Taco Bell and he becomes an All-American and state champion next day. This ain't got nothing to do with me, man. My shirt don't play, man. My shirt don't play, man. This ain't got nothing to do with me, man. This ain't no typo. This ain't got nothing to do with me, man.
Let them know what it is.
Yeah. It ain't got nothing to do with me, man. It don't have nothing to do with me, for real.
Could you still do that blindfold dunk?
I could still dunk.
That's what I asked you. Blindfold dunk.
If he wants me to do it, I can do it.
Hey, so
at a 6-foot rim. Take it up to Shenandoah, 6-foot rim.
So that was like your 3rd time ever completing that dunk, huh?
That was my first time getting it that clean, that accurate. I mean, the drama of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can play it right now. Go ahead, play it right now. You can see the drama. People coming back in. Look at all the celebrities standing up. Will Smith standing up. Charles Barkley come up. Everybody standing up. Y'all see? Come on, man. It don't get no. That is a movie right there. That is a movie right there.
We definitely got to edit that in. We got to edit that in, Jordan.
It's a movie. Just put it in a little box.
Right. I'm gonna try. We'll see the copyrights though. But if it's there, we're good.
I'm giving you the rights. I'm giving you the rights.
Yes, sir.
Getting drafted in that late 2nd round, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I was. I was a 55th pick. And man, draft night was just so fucking crazy for me. I want you to kind of like go through that, like I didn't even know, like when you said you ain't had no workouts, I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy. Bro. I had 18 of them boys.
So I like I said, my agent, Tony Bryan, my cousin, we go get a shiny suit. We go get it from Woo. We go get a suit from Woo, Craig, in Houston.
Yeah.
Shiny as ever. I'm like, I'm ready. I'm shiny suit. Marty Blake, rest in peace. Marty Blake calls me the day before we supposed to get on the plane to New York. Because I'm, like I said, I led the senior thing in scoring. So, and I won a dunk contest. I'm marketable and I can get you buckets. I'm going lottery. He like, I don't think you should go, man. You're going to end up like Clifford Robinson in that green room. I don't think you should chance it. So we don't go. Moms, everybody we changed our tickets to fly to Houston, and we in my apartment in Houston, man. We watching the draft, and Jerry West told me, if you are still available at the 26th pick, which is the last pick of the 1st round, we picking you. So I'm like, 1st round, I'm watching all these boo-boos go. Willie Glass, awful. Bo Kimball, give him them numbers. Willie Burton, bananas. Tate George, all these. I'm like, come on, man. Gotta be kidding me, man. You know what I'm saying? So the Lakers pick come around, and I'm like, I'm sitting on the couch. I'm getting ready to, jump up. Here we go. We're going back to the crib. We're going back to the crib. At the 26th pick, Los Angeles Lakers select Eldon Campbell. I was like,
oh,
that's the homie. I said, oh, the homie. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't get picked the 1st round. I just got up and left, man. Went outside and cried like a motherfucking baby, man. Went outside and cried, man. My brother came out there. He really didn't say nothing to me. But then again, man, strong Black women. My mom came outside and was like, "Get your ass back in here. This is what you wanted. This grown man-ish. Get in here. Let's handle this like a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it done." So I wiped my tears and came back in. You know, I got picked during the commercial. While we were away, Phoenix selects Cedric Ceballos, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, I'm on the ticker. I'm good. I said, they don't effed up now. And then gave me a shot in this month. So all you other 25, 26 teams at the time, I'm giving y'all numbers because, you know, woo-woo. And that day in Houston, there's a hill in Houston. And BJ Johnson, rest in peace, he just checked out. BJ, meet me at the hill. And it's a hill in Houston in the summertime. You already know humidity is crazy. I'm banging that hill out. I'm banging that hill out to like 12 in the morning. And BJ stayed there with me, banging it out, man. And my mindset was like, yo, and they was like, yo, we need you in Phoenix tomorrow. I'm like, all right. Got on the plane to Phoenix, worked out before the press conference. And then again, oh my God, this dude upstairs is so cool. We drafted myself. Before me, they drafted Miguel Knight. And before Miguel in the lottery pick was Jason Williams. Mm. Jason Williams from St. John's.
Power forward.
Power forward. He gets on the podium after they introduce him. Jerry Colangelo, Cotton Fitzsimmons introduced him. Yeah. He says, man, it's hot out here in Phoenix. Jerry, y'all gonna have to trade me, man. I ain't playing here. I said, what? What? You go, bro, you better get this money. You're a lottery pick. I don't care if Istanbul wants you to play there.
Yeah, for real.
He stood up there and was like, it's too hot here, man. I'm East Coast. Y'all got to get me out of here, man. I can't take this. And was like, thanks for coming. God bless. Good night. And I was like, I want to play. I think it's cool to be here. You know what I'm saying? If y'all let me play, I'll make, you know what I'm saying? And it started from summer league. I led the league. I led the summer league in scoring, and just kept running, man. Like just kept going. Just the motivation, you know what I'm saying? Just the motivation to just try to make it. Man, people denying, you know, I know I wasn't supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here right now, but the fact that I just keep going and somebody just always put obstacles in your way and it makes you feel like, are you supposed to do this? And it may not be your confidence, but his confidence upstairs had me every step of the way. And that's, you know, regardless if I was the second or the last pick and the other two picks, they let the clock run out and the other dude never came overseas. And, you know, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there. I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that the NBA had guaranteed contracts. So even though I was making $500 for 3 years, and after taxes, y'all know that number 200. So, yeah. You know,
but you was in the 90s though. That was different than the 2000s. You feel me? Your inflation was a little bit different.
Hey, it is what a TI is, but I'm saying it was guaranteed. So that's one thing my cousin got me was a guaranteed $500 for 3 years. And regardless if I made the team or not, I knew I was going to do something with that little 200 I had. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go get it. I didn't go get the Benz. I had to, you know, I rock it. I rock the Cherokee on Dayton. Cherokee on Dayton. You know, and that's what I rocked for 3 years. I didn't have no other car until I signed my second deal. So,
and it feels like, man, just hearing that, bro. Like I said before, like it's so many similarities. Like that draft process, yo. Like the Clippers was telling me that they was gonna pick me with their 35th pick, and then
it hurts, man.
Hear you say like that happened. And it was a center, so you can't be mad because, you know, the big mans, they come a dime a dozen. You know what I'm saying? Like a guard and a wing player, like those are interchangeable spots. So I'm at the edge of my chair when they about to say the Clippers 35th pick. I'm doing the same exact thing. And then they say DeAndre Jordan. I'm like, who is this guy? I go in the back, get the crying. It's the same identical story that you just said, bro. It was like my story. So, man, I just wanted to say that, bro. Like, it's an honor.
I love and I always give Al Bianchi is one of the Suns scouts. I always give him props. Him and Paul Westphal, rest in peace again, because if I would have went to Detroit, if I would have went to a slow down squad, man, I wouldn't have been in the league. I wouldn't be talking to y'all right now, for real. You know what I'm saying? You being in the right scenario is so key. Like these scouts, man, they don't get enough props or love or even a paycheck like they should. But getting in the right slot is just so huge. Like, let's just go back to the top drafts. The top drafts, which is either 96 or 84. Jordan goes number 1 to Portland.
Change the whole. Jordan might not be Air Jordan.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Hakeem goes to Chicago.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Allen Iverson doesn't go to Philly.
Who?
You know what I'm saying? He goes he goes somewhere where it's a big center.
Right.
Like, he goes to LA. Say he goes to LA instead of Kobe from Charlotte to LA. With Shaq, Allen, so that's what I'm saying. The placement, like even Bron went to the right spot. Okay. Not only is he from Ohio, but the fact that he got the ball, get out the way, let this young fella have the basketball. It's crazy, man. It's the placement of it is just, you forget about that, like how important that is, man. I mean, we can even go back to 84. 79, 78, 79. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. How you don't get a better storybook than that? Could you imagine Larry Bird in a Philadelphia uniform and Magic playing for the Clippers? Come on, bro. No disrespect to the Clippers, but at that time they're in San Diego. Like, these things are written, man. These things are written, man. It's supposed to, it's crazy. You just got to line yourself up with it and allow it to flow. Mm-hmm. The scouts, man. Shouts out to the scouts.
Definitely shout out to the scouts. But one question that after you got drafted, what was your welcome to the league moment?
Oh, man. Well, like I said before, I went to Texas every summer. East Texas, humidity. That's as far as east as I have ever been. So if you guys ever been to Phoenix, Arizona, and those that have not, the season starts Halloween, October 31st. That's when the season starts. It's 100 degrees in Phoenix. Okay? Our first road trip is to New York City. It ain't 100 degrees in New York City. I got a golf shirt on. I got some jean shorts on. I got some slides on. And I think I packed a pair of jeans and a Phoenix Suns sweatshirt. That might have been it. Yeah. And I'm getting on the plane and I'm watching these cats with these different animals, coats. I'm like, where y'all going? Y'all, I said, oh, okay, y'all pimp, okay, with the mink and the chinchilla, the rhino and all this. No disrespect to the rhinos, big fella. Right. But I'm like, yo, where y'all going? And they ain't saying one word. So we land in New York City, and I'm looking out the window like, yo, how is it 100 degrees in Arizona and it's freezing in New York City? My man Mark West, Big Daddy. Zero. My man Big Daddy slid me a number and the address. It's like, yo, don't even get on a team bus. Go straight through the airport. Get yourself up to Rochester, big and tall. Get you a coat. I spent my whole per diem on a coat. Was begging food the whole trip because I ain't had no more money. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know the checks don't kick in till 2 weeks into the season. Yeah. You don't get your check soon as you sign. You gotta wait till you work for 2 weeks till your check come in. So I'm broke as a joke, but I ain't cold. That was my NBA woke up moment right there. Like, yo, this thing is all over the different continents. And other than that, man, every time we played one of my heroes, and I got in the game, I went right up to him and shook their hand. How you doing, Mr. Jordan? He slapped my hand like, said, get out of here, man. This ain't Cal State Fullerton. So I'm like, yo, MJ, no, I'm like, woo, woo. I didn't get to play against Barkley. For some reason, Cotton would not put me in when we played Philadelphia. But everybody else, Larry Bird. Oh man, Larry Bird, ultimate trash talker. I got in Boston. They put me in. I wasn't supposed to guard Larry Bird, but like I said at the time, I'm like, I got to go shake all my heroes' hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, this Larry Bird in the Garden. So they shooting a free throw. He's in front of our bench, holding his trunks. You know what I'm saying? You know how you hold your trunks, you tied, you rested. I check in the game. I'm supposed to guard somebody else. I think I was supposed to guard Reggie Lewis, rest in peace. I went straight over to Bird and was like, how you doing, Mr. Bird? I'm Cedric. He looked at me, didn't even say a word. He turned to the bench and talked to Paul Westphal and was like, you got to be kidding. There's no way in the world you think this rookie is going to guard me right now. And I was just like, oh, okay, I don't need to talk to him. Okay, I got Reggie over here. Y'all pick up. Somebody come get this dude 33 because I ain't guarding him. Like, yo, crazy. Everybody, Magic was like, say, what's up? I mean, everybody I had some sort of admiration for. Isaiah pulled me across. He told me in the game, yo, I need to talk to you after the game. He came up to me. I checked in the game. He went straight up to me and was like, yo, I need to talk to you after the game. I was like, well, I just came to say hello. Like, what's going on after the game? Like, I know y'all Detroit bad boys. You want to fight? Like, that's how y'all make up fights like that? Like, you'll see me after the game. I'm going to see you after the game. I was like, nah, I want to holler at you, man, when you at the game. So he spent about 45 minutes with me after the game and just told me, don't go out and buy no car. Don't do this. Don't do that. This is what you need to do. He said, everybody going to come at you. Everybody think you got tons and tons of money. Everybody think you're supposed to pay their bills. Everybody think you're supposed to bail them out. I mean, he just ran it down to me, man. He just OG'd me to death. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. Get you this, get you that. You know what he told me? And then the last thing he said, go get an old friend. I said, he's like somebody from high school. He said, nah, go get an old friend, a dude that's 60, 70, 80 years old. I was like, why? He's like, because they done been there, done that. They done been there, done that. So they gonna tell you the truth. They not looking for nothing from you. They just want to give you this knowledge before they leave this earth. And I was like, dang. So, I run out and go grab me an old head. And the old head is my conjilion or whatever, however the mafia say. You know what I'm saying? And every time I made a decision, I talked to the old head, and the old head was like, nah, yeah, oh, that might be cool, this, that, and the other. He just was, whether it had to do with relationship, basketball, money, life, me trying to be a father, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. He just was, like he said, he had nothing to give but knowledge because he went through it. He done went the journey that we all trying to go through. And this is what came after it. And then it was my job to, bless on, like, Craig, I bless Craig. And then, other people that's what you do. It's just, and the fact that he did that to me was just huge, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I know Jordan's gonna talk about it, but I mean, like playing in this golden era, like you saying, being able to go up to Bird, Jordan, Magic, Barkley, Olajuwon, and then turn around 2 seconds later and see AI, Kobe, Tim Duncan. Like, you played in one of the greatest eras.
Yeah.
With the greatest competition.
Yeah.
Where everything was pure, it wasn't, it was the love for the game. Y'all was loving the game. It's totally different era than now. Like the game was, it was,
and I will state this: I love the fact that the youngsters are getting this money, but the money changed the game. It totally changed the game. I mean, it's great. We deserved it. They deserve it, but it just changes the dynamics of the game because there's no. How can I put this without being disrespectful? It's kind of hard to push somebody. There's so many talented individuals out there, but they got $60 to $80 million in the bank, and it's hard to push somebody who got 60 to 80 million in the bank. That's why I have always have so much respect for my family, Kobe, because rest in peace. When he came in the league, he had $72 million in his pocket, and he still wanted to be better than Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? He saw Pop's money. He got his own. He came in with the Adidas deal and the Sprite deal, $72 million cash. Here you go. And he still was trying to conquer the world. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of being how mature he was, but he would try to conquer the world. The dude would leave, practice with us at Loyola, go to UCLA and ball with the college kids, leave UCLA and go to Palisades and ball with the high school kids. Like, you already got 72, you already playing on the pinnacle, and you grinding like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm like. He got, other than the crash, he got every piece of flowers that he deserved, man. He put that work in. He had an obsession on being the best. He had an obsession on doing what has never been done before. And this is at 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He broke his hand at Venice Beach with $72 million in his pocket. He broke his hand at Venice Beach, man, which is unheard of. Come on. Like, we played at Venice Beach before. Cool. That's cool. I ain't playing at Venice Beach with $72 million in my pocket. I ain't doing it. And he out there, giving it to JoJo Skywalker. Giving it to you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I could see if it was a pro-am game or something that, he playing against Craig or he playing against me or whatever, trying to make his mark. Bo Outlaw trying to make his mark. He out there playing against Venice Beach legends and giving them the business and broke his hand. So that just shows, man, don't let that money fool you on where you want to go. I mean, it's cool. It's great. We deserved it. The owners is getting it, so we should get it too. But when you can move that money out the way and become Kobe, LeBron, and KD, and Steph, and all these cats that got $500 million in the bank and still first one in the gym, last one in the league, and shooting till their arm fall off, trying to figure out ways like Bron spent $1 million on his body a year. Like, man, I ain't even lift weights my first 3 years in the league, and this dude spent $1 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's right there, man. That's the money changed the game, but it also took it to another level.
Next, on part 2 of episode 13 of the Underdogs podcast with Cedric Ceballos.
On the rise, just a few years ago, we see, Bird and Magic get drafted. We see the 3-point line added. Popularity is just on like a huge rise in the NBA right now. You're drafted into all that as it's like at its peak. What's kind of going through your mind, seeing like you said, you're playing along, some of the greatest this game has ever seen. And, you're also there at the turn of seeing that next generation coming with Kobe, Dirk, all those guys.